ravorisports.company.site.
It's Wednesday, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us here this Wednesday night. We got the internet working this week, so we're grateful for that. Thank you for joining us here at the Ravori Sports podcast. Like and subscribe to all of our social media content. All of our platforms are growing. I say that every time, and that's because of all of y'all watching out there. We regularly have 50, 60 people on Twitter every time. Our YouTube channel, we have people now even on Twitch, which has been the hardest. Rumble, all the platforms as well. Spotify now, you can definitely do that. All these platforms down here, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Rumble, Spotify. You can get the Ravori Sports podcast on all of our platforms and on the Driving to the Top Productions here as well. So we're grateful to them for everything as well. Working with them has been a fantastic partnership with us. Maryland's men's basketball preview, October 26th. So definitely the week before the game, the first game against the Coppin State Eagles. So definitely the Terps playing at HBCU. Very, very interesting to see what happens with the Terps this year as well, having pretty much a whole new group here. So that'll be interesting as well. Definitely see Charles Harris. We are LegalShield.com. Definitely this time of year, reach out to us business owners, because now you're getting your benefits together for 2026. I know this time of year you're doing it. You're going to have your open enrollment soon, and you can add Legal Shield to your business, so you can sign up. Part of your benefits package that you can offer to your employees is Legal Shield. Absolutely give us a call, especially you smaller businesses. If you don't have a broker or anything like that, sending some letters out for that if you are, for those of y'all that are interested in that as well. Genesis Notary Services, if you know, in Winchester, Virginia. Very happy with all of you that have called me for the notary business as well, getting regular bookings as well. We're stepping up. We're going to be getting some more, expanding that out a little bit into other things. Definitely, we have the wedding efficient. We have field inspection for you. We have a lot of good things for the notary business as well. And somebody's calling all the time now. So we really thank you for that. We appreciate all of you in Winchester. Well, it is much better talking about Genesis Notary Services and the businesses than that horrible Ravens game on Monday night, which is why you're here. That was terrible. Terrible in all phases. There's no sugarcoating that. That was a good old butt whooping, period. I think the Ravens got beaten all phases. That was bad, but and that's being nice. Words we won't use. My father was still alive. He would be using all the four-letter words you can think of to describe that pathetic, terrible, terrible defensive performance, especially on Monday night. So we're going to talk about it. So Jared Goff, I think, is fine. I think if he's got the line protection, and that line protection, they did lose a couple guys they were worried about. He was protected all night, 20 for 28, 1 TD. I thought Goff did exactly what he needed to do. Goff is pretty accurate. When he could stand there and get time and throw the ball, he's fine. He had the one little goofy pass, I think, that was incomplete when they made him move his feet one time. He actually did move his feet. He had that big pass on the fourth down, rather, late in the game to ice it. That was good. I thought Goff was good. I don't know if he was better than Lamar was, but I thought he was really good. Obviously, they won the game. This is completely ridiculous. Ravens got totally gashed by Jamar Gibbs and David Montgomery. 22 for 67, 22 carries, 67 yards, 2 TDs, Jamar Gibbs. David Montgomery, 12, 151, had a 70-plus yard run. They had 2 drives of 90 yards. Incredible. Never seen that. Never seen. Well, I've seen it, obviously, in football. Never seen the Ravens defense give up run game like that unbelievable. Never seen them. These are good running backs and they had a good line, but they basically pushed them around at the line of scrimmage all night. A line with the lines we were all questioning a bit because of their two new additions. With Frank Ragnow being gone, Tate Rutledge being a rookie, that make some changes. Grab Glass, really good, obviously as well. St. Brown. I saw people are killing Humphrey for being super bad in this one. He was the least of it. I'll put it like that. I think St. Brown, I think in the slot, he is probably as good as a receiver in the league. Very physical. Very physical. He reminds me a lot of Hines Ward, the cheater for the Steelers a lot for him. He hits guys at the line of scrimmage, creates his space. He has good speed, better speed than Hines Ward is, but he's very good at creating space. If you're not throwing the ball to him, he's very physical in the run game as well. Very good blocking, maybe one of the better blocking wide receivers in the league right now. So very good, seven receptions for 77 as well. Whenever they needed that passing game, that's where they went. Amon-Ra Brown, very good. Aiden Hutchinson, this graphic doesn't do it justice. He had one sack, but he was all over the field. Constantly, I thought, in the Ravens backfield all night long. He definitely had the one sack later in the game. He had the huge play, almost the bigger play, the punching out of Derrick Henry late in the game, and that fumble in the fourth quarter that made all the difference as well. So Hutchinson, I think, just is one of the best defensive players in the entire NFL. So no surprise that he was super effective. You want me to say something good about the Ravens during this game? I ain't going to have a lot to say, except for our fearless leader, Lamar Jackson, was good. 21 for 27, 288, 3 touchdowns. One of them was garbage time. No interceptions yet on the year. He did have one that should have been intercepted. I think Brian Branch got him good. Really called it out. Lamar clearly didn't see him. Ball was in his hands, dropped it, so he got a break there. Lamar, like a lot of good quarterbacks, did make him pay, then drove the ball down in the end zone as well. I do think you're holding the ball too long. That's the one thing I would say about Lamar. You got to let it rip a little faster. This line isn't good enough for you to just hold the ball. You got 4.3 speed. You're the fastest guy on the team, fastest quarterback, one of them in the league, if not the fastest, and you got 7 sacks to Goff's none as a statue. But that's the only thing. No, some of those were on him. The line wasn't great, but some of those was on him. Derrick Henry. We've never seen this. We certainly, I wasn't expecting to be coming on the podcast ever this season and saying Derrick Henry's had lost fumbles in 3 straight football games. And that's exactly where we are. 12 carries for 50 yards. The first time in the Lamar Jackson area where the Ravens had less than 100 yards rushing in 2 consecutive games. I'm going to say this, and everybody's going to talk about the fumble. I want to see Keaton Mitchell. That's enough now. Like your run game now, you haven't had the run game. You've had a guy just inactive. As far as I know, he's not missing practice. He's not hurt. You're just not using. You got 4 running backs. Put him in a game. Justice Hill hasn't given you anything in the run game. I mean, he's basically some of that is again helping the line because they haven't had Pat Ricard, et cetera, and they've struggled on the right side. But Derrick Henry, 3 fumbles. Josh asked me in the chat, and it was asked again on the open night, and I think some people are going to ask the question, is this it for Henry because he's getting older? Is age catching up to him? I don't think that's true yet. Not yet. I think Derrick Henry is – I'm not ready to say that yet. I think because we're so soon away from him being a great player. He had a great first week. He had a great season last season. I don't think he forgot how to play in 2 weeks. I think for sure what's happening with Derrick Henry is the line isn't great, and what teams are doing is they're putting 9, 8 in the box all the time, and they're just swatting that boy out. They're ready for that RPO. I think they've seen it. They need to make some changes in the run game, not necessarily personnel, but changes in the play types. That RPO isn't getting right now. Teams are really just ready for that, sitting on that. Andrews, I think, had a good night. I think this was good to see that they were purposely game planning Mark Andrews in this one. 6 receptions, 91 yards, good in the red zone. That looked like a vintage Mark Andrews performance as well. I think if there's anybody else who was good, it was Mark Andrews in this one. One of them was garbage time, I understand that. But I thought it was good. The defense, I got nothing for you guys. I mean, Roquan had 6 tackles. I called him out after the game. Certainly as well. Kyle Hamilton as well. Nothing good on defense. Not the run defense, not the pass defense. There was no pass rush. Goff got no sacks. You got ran over in the run game. You got there's nothing. I got nothing for you. That was as bad. Even like we've had bad outings on defense. I'm not going to pretend that it hasn't happened because it clearly has. But usually it was one thing or the other thing. Hey, man, usually the run defense was really good. And even in days like they got torched through the air or they were just over aggressive or whatever. But, man, you got pushed around on the ground and you couldn't cover. 20 missed tackles. You're 32nd, I think 31st in the league on defense. I don't know what you want me to say to that. I mean, that's just terrible all the way around. And I understand now that is true. There are injuries right now in the defensive line. Their entire defensive line starting group is possibly might miss the Kansas City game. So it was definitely evident that factored in somewhat. I don't care. That's not going to work. That's insignificant. Those other guys are getting paid too. Roquan Smith, you gotta step up more and do that. Daffy Owe, where were you? Mike Green looked a little young. I guess he's a rook. Malachi Stark, you guys, you're spending defenders get paid as much as offense, and that was unacceptable. Period. So I got nothing good for you. I got nothing good for you on I can't think of anything that you did well on Sunday on Monday night. So 38-30, Lions did deserve to win. There's no question about that. I mean, I think a lot of times if you watched it, we could all agree on that. Lions, I would say they look about the same though as they did last year. I kind of thought there might be a little bit of diminution. They would still be really good. That they look good. Their line looks about the same formula. They're running the football very well. They're very stout at the line at the point of attack. Goff, I think, was solid. This was a guy. Jared Goff is a great story because he was a guy that nobody wanted. Right? The Rams basically got rid of him. They had to get rid of 3 first-round picks, all these picks, just to get the Lions to even take him. And he was just supposed to be the bridge guy for whatever. And he's been saving grace for them, outstanding, leading them to their best era of success. And here we go. The Chefs and the Ravens, 1-2. So we're going to have the great Jim Nantz and Tony Romo calling this game as well. We weren't expecting both squads to be at 1-2, but this is where we are. 4:25 on Sunday, CBS for us old heads. Some of you young people wouldn't know it as Paramount Plus. I'm sure the streaming service. You're going to watch the game there as well. This is huge now for both teams. 1-3 would not be good as well. I think the Ravens possibly weather it more, I think, in their division than, but 1-3 is not good. 1-3 is not good. I can't remember 1-3, so we'll see how this goes. Not concerned about Lamar. I think Lamar has been the guy, I think, really still carrying him. 722 yards, 9 TDs, no interceptions yet on the season as well. Gotta let it go quicker. Gotta see Lamar in the run game. Gotta get time of possession. In the Lions game, you lost a lot of time of possession in this one. Lions basically ran it down your throat as well. You got to get more ball control on offense. They're scoring quickly, which is good, but you're not. You got to be more efficient with your ball as well. So as well, Derrick Henry. There's nothing you're going to do different about Derrick Henry as far as his playing time, etc. I don't think it's out of the realm that he can get in John Harbaugh's doghouse, even at Derrick Henry. He does not like running backs to fumble. We've seen 3 straight weeks with Derrick Henry's fumble. I've seen plenty of guys. You can almost argue he was benched after the one the other night. I noticed we saw a lot of Justice Hill after he fumbled in the fourth. Really couldn't get it together. Am I worried about Derrick Henry as overall? Not really. I don't think he's the biggest problem. I think, though, he hasn't been good. You can't, had it not been for those fumbles, they might have won the game the last 2 weeks. They might have won the game in Buffalo. They might have won the game in Detroit. Against Detroit. You never know. But I think a lot of it is you're seeing 8-9 man fronts. Let's see a little Keaton Mitchell. I want to see a little Keaton Mitchell change the pace. You got to break up these defenses from just stacking the box like I keep seeing. Zay Flowers, a little quieter in the last game. Not concerned about Flowers at all. This receiving core has been really good. Really, really good. Not concerned about that at all. I think they were less of him. I think they were just trying to actually get more of Mark Andrews involved. So they didn't really have the ball a whole lot because of the ball control of the Lions were doing. And not worried about Flowers. I think he just had less opportunity as well. I do think also better chance we get Isaiah Likely on the field for the first time in this game. Roquan Smith, too many missed tackles. You can't miss all these tackles, Roquan. You can't do that. Kyle Hamilton was way too quiet in this one. It's your turn to step up. You may be playing with defensive linemen in front of you that you're not used to. You may have Brent Urban start this game. They signed 2 guys on today They signed 2 guys today at defensive line. John Harbaugh, you may be without Nani Matabuke for quite a while. Let me tell you something. What you watching out there? Anytime John Harbaugh doesn't start actually lie about, well, he might play and all that guy's hurt. He was way too quick saying that. I could tell by the way Buck and Aikman were talking about it on Monday night. They know something. They didn't go elaborate, but he's hurt. Next man up. You got to have guys. You're paying Kyle Hamilton a lot of money. You're paying Roquan a lot of money. You're paying Marlon a lot of money. You're paying these guys a lot of money. Some of them are hurt. Some of them are on the injury report. But you can't look like what you want to look like. I will say this offense you're facing is nowhere near, despite the uniform, what you face Monday, right? It's totally different as well. Although I think still Pat Mahomes he's a top 10 all-time quarterback. I think I had him in the top 10. The winning that he has done is unprecedented. Although he now, the first time ever, lost 3 straight games. Stats are down a little bit. 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Chiefs 1-2. They're having trouble stretching the field. They are going to have Xavier Worthy in this game. They're not yet going to have Rashid Rice still suspended. So that helps them a little bit, but they can't stretch the field. They remind me of years ago when the Niners, like San Francisco 49ers, good passing team, when they didn't have running backs, that's what it looks like. They just dink-dunk. That's about their offense, and that's why they're not scoring as much as whatever. They got to do long drives. But Isaiah Pacheco in the run game. So Pacheco reminds me of a running back used to play for the Dallas Cowboys, Marion Barber. Tough, physical, but he's about half the size, which is why he's always on the shelf. So he runs hard. He runs between the tackles. He does a lot of that, but he gets banged up a lot. He doesn't always get the length of the carries. So he's got a lot of toughness, which you admire as a football player. I'm sure his teammates love him because of the way he plays. There's a lot of toughness, but you're not going to get a ton of production. You see at 25 carries, 92 yards as well. Travis Kelce, Mr. Taylor Swift there, not the same player. Not the same player. I think you see it at times. He's definitely 2 steps slower than the Kelce I remember as well. He's about as strong as well. He can still get those like spots when teams are playing zone open area. He'll still going to get it. But he used to really just blow past linebackers, whatever. Those linebackers are catching him now as well. Not the same player. decent enough, though. I think still probably the go-to guy. I think at least in Pat Mahomes' mind, hey, man, I got to get the ball to Travis Kelce in this one. Let's see how they cover in this one. Let's see how Teddy Buchanan, Malachi Starks, and Orva do against this version of Travis Kelce. And the guy I think we got to worry about the most on defense, even though he himself has had a little bit of a slow start, is Chris Jones. He's had 1 sack. He hasn't looked himself like we've seen. He himself, he's been good, but he even got called out by his own team, Drew Frankel, not playing, kind of getting on his case here, not following. So we're kind of seeing that as well. He's for sure going to pick on the X factor here, Daniel Falele. Because I saw it last year, like he just was pointing to Falele and picking him out. That's for sure. I would say this: the line. Okay, they delivered it there. I don't know how to evaluate the line for the last game. I'm not sure. I think Ronnie Stanley again is on the injury report today, so that could be just a veteran thing or just hyperbolic. So I'm thinking he's going to play, whatever. Because Lamar was holding on a lot to the ball, but they don't pass block. They don't pass block well. I think that's the problem. I think they don't. When he's doing these 7-step drop, 5-step drops, whatever, Lamar's got to let it quicker. But Falele is they got to give him some help. They got to give him some help. But we'll see how good Chris Jones still is if he's well, because he has not been quite the same as well. X factor on defense, all of y'all. I did have a Daffy Owe, I think, in a way. I thought about that, but you guys were all so bad last week. I can't say anything else. So let's see if any of you guys are going to step up and show some pride in this one against a team that's perennially sent you guys home or helped to send you guys home in the playoffs. There you go. I do think we win. I do think they show up. I think Kansas City has real problems as well. I think that's a bigger factor, and the defense is going to play better because you can't play any worse until you did on Monday. So there you go. All right. So that's what you're going to hear. So you're going to have the great, it was cool last week on the NFL Today to see the great Brent Musburger, who we watched up. Brent's like 86 now. You are looking live and going around all the games. You got the name, even coined the name Indiana Jones there. So it was good stuff there. And it can only get better because that was bad. Hopefully we can get on the game. We'll be here after the game to go ahead and hopefully we'll be able to talk about a win against the Chiefs. Diving to the top will be on further. I'm going to do everything I can this week to get a co-host for that. This week I'm going to try and see if I can get somebody on with me fourth. It's a little bit earlier. We had some like night games, so it's kind of hard. But I think it'll be a little easier if we get somebody on there after the game as well. This week as well. So chop it up as well. Keep the faith after that debacle as well. All right. So the Big Five. I was looking for the banner. There you go. Five biggest games on the schedule that are not Ravens games this week. So definitely go ahead and check that out. And Orioles did score 2 runs tonight, losing 6-2. I just got it on my computer. Orioles, it's almost over. They were just not good this year as well. We'll talk about that. We're going to talk about Orioles offseason schedule here real quick. But we're talking about the Big Five right now. 5 biggest games last week. Not much to say about the Vikings and the Bengals. In that one, backup quarterbacks, Vikings is all over it early as well. I don't know if you're better worse off with Wentz or not. I think Wentz, they might be better off with Carson. I don't know in the long term. Some people might disagree with that, but you might be better off with Carson Wentz. Rams and Eagles, that was about as good of a goofy of a finish as you saw. So two block kicks at the end that caused the Rams to lose the game. That was basically the ball game. They actually were able to come back, whatever, and they just gave it up there as well. I don't think any less of either team. I think like the Rams might need a kicker, might need to get some help. They kind of don't always play well on special teams. Seen that a couple times with them where they kind of give it up. That was typical Eagles as well. Don't really think anything different about the Eagles. Squealers over the Patriots in this one. Patriots again. I'm kind of in the same place with the Steelers. I think Aaron Rodgers is still decent enough. I think he is going to score. I mean, they've been scoring points. I mean, so I'm kind of in the same place with that. Patriots, I don't know yet. I'm still not seeing it. I think they still got a ways to go. Jerry, for me, is still kind of out on Drake May. Still kind of out on Drake May a little bit. Broncos and the Chargers, I think, was really good. Chargers, I think they're trending towards the best team in the NFL. I think the defense is really good. Justin Herbert really looks good here at the start. Starting to worry about Knicks a little bit. He's not looking great. I'm thinking whenever time I see him, and come on, Arizona, you're not. They're playing a backup quarterback in the 49ers. So those are the games last week. Drake May is what I will say Niners, some of those young players are coming around. Like Ricky Pearsall is really showing out as well. So we'll see. Certainly doing better than Marvin Harrison here. First game early this week, Vikings and the Squealers early 9:00 overseas. I think this is in Ireland. I think it's in Ireland. So 9:00 Vikings and the Steelers. Vikings, I think, might be better off with Carson Wentz. Their defense is really, really good. Top 5 in the league so far. I definitely think they have very physical at the point of attack. So they're going to stop teams from scoring as well. Offensively, we'll see. They were really good last week, but I don't know if that's the case. I kind of would like Pittsburgh if this game was in Heinz Field, but I'm kind of trending more Vikings on a neutral field like this. I think the long flyover, their defense, I don't know what to make of the defense. I mean, they really haven't got, surprisingly, TJ Watt's been really quiet this season. They haven't really gotten a lot from him at all. They're scoring out. They've actually given up a lot of points. So I kind of like the Vikings in this one as well. Here, Eagles and Bucks, two teams were 3-0. So one of them is going to get their first loss, obviously, as well. I actually like what I've seen from the Eagles. I think there's been some criticism of the Eagles because they win a lot of close games. I think they should, I think, throw the ball more at times, especially if you get in the shootout. This is going to be points in this one. This is going to be 30 plus. This is going to be whoever has the ball last. A.J. Brown really broke out in that last game that said, hey, we need to throw the football. Still waiting on Saquon a little bit. Bucks, I think, are very underrated. I think Mayfield is Mayfield. I don't have him in top. I have like 11 right behind Jared Goff as far as a quarterback in the NFL, but he's good. They did lose Mike Evans again, so he's going to be down for a while. I still think their offense is still going to be really good. And I could pick up, but I'm still going to take the Eagles. I think the Eagles are the best team in the NFL. I do think they're over Tampa Bay, but this should be close. Commanders and the Falcons, still no Jaden Daniels in this game. They're definitely going to have Mariota, so that's going to matter. Again, I talked about these young group of quarterbacks, and I talked about it last night on the open mic. We're still kind of waiting. Penix, Caleb Williams, Drake May, some of these guys, Bryce, like we're still kind of waiting. And then the one guy you would say is more established, they're not going to have right in this one. So Mariota was good last week. I think that was the Raiders have a terrible defense. So I don't know how much you could take out of that. So I do like the Falcons in this game. I do think we do need to see more from Penix as well, because I think they definitely have a run game. They definitely got some guys in the draft on to shore up that pass rush. So not having Daniels is really going to hurt them. Not having Daniels is really going to hurt them eventually. I think they got away with it last week. I do like the Falcons in this one. Definitely the storyline writes itself. The Packers and the Cowboys in this one. Micah Parsons plays his first game in Dallas. I think Parsons has a huge day here. I don't think there's any doubt about whether I think the Packers are going to win this game. They definitely will. It's the Sunday night game, so everybody will be watching. Parsons, I think, is fantastic. I think he's going to give them fits. Cowboys have banged up. They have some offensive line injuries as well. Prescott's been really good, though. Prescott is pretty good at times. I think he's pretty good in the regular season, usually as well. But I don't think the Cowboys have the personnel to match up with Green Bay. I think Green Bay, maybe you like to see Love. I think he's a bit inconsistent on the road at times, but he's played well in Dallas. I think he'll continue to play well in Dallas. I like Green Bay over Dallas. One more, Bengals and the Broncos, two teams last year with winning records. Kind of like the Ravens and the Chiefs. Both teams kind of need a victory here. 2-1, we know they're not going to have Burrow. Browning was just useless last week. I mean, he didn't play well at all against a really good defense. The Broncos defense kind of needs to wake up here. They were good last year, very disciplined last year, and they really got tossed around good. Knicks hasn't, again, let's see what we can do here with Knicks. You're supposed to have the better quarterback. I am hard pressed to go against the Broncos in my line. So I'm going to take Denver in this one as well. I do think it'll be closer to what people think. Browning is a decent backup. He can give you something. As bad as he was last week, I do think he's doing that. But Broncos are supposed to win this game. You got a backup quarterback. You're at home. Let's see if you can score some more points. Their offense has been problematic here at the start. There you go. Big five biggest games on the So definitely check out all the games as well. We got a Sunday night game, all the streaming platforms we're all spending money on as well. I got 4 streaming platforms. It's crazy just to watch football. So it's unbelievable. So definitely check that out. The good news this week was the Terps, 27-10. Shout out to the Maryland Terps, which was fantastic here this week. So they played well, I thought. This was it was an upset. I think I wasn't as shocked as I saw some people being shocked. It wasn't that big of a shock, but it was a bit of a surprise that they were so decisive and win, because Wisconsin, Tollers has good defense. Let's say this: Malik Washington is the goods for sure. Again, Octavius Smith really was good in this one. Shalik Knotts has been good all season long, so they're definitely getting it down the field. In their pass game, he's getting it done, actually scoring. Daniel Wingate is phenomenal on defense. Phenomenal. Every game I've seen him, he's definitely trending towards the NFL draft as well. Definitely he was all over the field. Billy Edwards did try and play in this game. He kind of went out early. He definitely didn't look ready to play. Backup quarterback didn't really do much. And I thought Maryland's defense, their defense is opportunistic as well. They're getting turnovers. definitely hit them in the mouth. They scored a lot of points, 27-10. So good Terps win, 27-10. No Terps game this weekend. Next game is October 4th, and I still call it Bird Stadium. Still call it Bird Stadium. October 4th against the Washington Huskies, who have also been surprising as well. Some people are saying that Malik Washington is good as Bryce Underwood and all that. Pump the brakes a little. I tell you what, he was phenomenal. He doesn't look like a true freshman. He's very calm in the pocket, definitely distribute the ball. The only time I actually saw him look over his head a little bit was the first game. Just looked a little amped up, a little nervous maybe in the first. Other than that, he's looked fantastic. I thought he was totally the best player on the field in that game against Wisconsin on Saturday. So shout out to the Terps as well, getting the job done. Molly Karam, I didn't talk about this last week, but I'm going to talk about this week, is out at First Take on ESPN. So apparently came out last week that she was leaving the network as well, that the contract negotiations are broke down, and she was going to be leaving at the end of the year. So what Molly did, she goes on Instagram and says, I'm leaving right now. She didn't tell Stephen A. She didn't tell anybody that she was leaving First Take. I waited a little bit to talk about this because I think I've told this story before. And I pretty much think after looking at this for a little while that what's going on. First of all, Molly has been people can say whatever they want about the money Stephen A is getting. That's the cash cow for the network, without the question. First Take and PTI, that's the cash cow for the network. So apparently she wasn't even making $1 million, which is crazy considering how much you just gave Stephen A. Smith for First Take. I will say this, and I think I've used this parable before, but when jobs in life and you're talking to bosses, and every time Stephen A. Smith is asked a question about Molly Karam, he gives her all the credit in the world. You're doing great, Molly. Molly, you're just doing a great job. Awesome. Molly, you're fantastic. Molly, I think Molly, she's the matriarch. When you see there's two types of credit in the workplace. There's credit and there's credit. Hold that hands in front of the camera. There's this type of credit. That's the type of credit that you want. There's a huge salary disparity. And despite every time he's asked a question, oh, Molly's fantastic. Oh, Molly's fantastic. Molly's fantastic. Oh, she's the matriarch. Oh, well, yeah, she's a child. Oh, well, she's doing fantastic. Oh, well, and then now we're sitting down and negotiating a contract. Word is, now again, I don't know. I'm just going by what I've read awful announcing and some other places as well. Didn't want to give her a raise. Big raise, didn't want to give her new show, wanted to maybe move her off the show at the same time, there's credits, and then there's credit, right? This is the type of credit that you want in the workplace. Actual credit where you can actually spend money, buy your kids, pay college tuition for your kids, buy them a kung fu grip, buy them whatever it is. And you can do this all you want, but if you don't come with this, she's leaving. And of course she's leaving. She's going to have a job at Fox and several other places as well. She actually has no baggage. That's a very hard job, a thankless job, I think, as the moderator on the show. She lasted a long time. I think that's part of why she was upset. After all this time, I couldn't get, So that is what's going on there. First Take is going to apparently hold some auditions as well. Some people think it'll be everyone's favorite. Malika Andrews actually taking that spot on First Take. I'll believe that when I see it. I doubt it. But that's out there, so they're going to go ahead and do that. One other thing, very, 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 very low ratings for Wake Up Barstool. Now, their numbers are – people talk about television shows and all that stuff. So, like, you have ratings are down, more people watching YouTube, social media, TikTok, whatever, et cetera, et cetera. So, like, when you talk about the shows like The Herd, and you talk about their other two shows, The Herd and First Things First, they're getting about, from what I can see, like 100,000 people watching those shows. Not bad. I mean, it could be better. I'm sure they'd say they wish they had more. But they're getting like 100,000 people. So just for context, The Herd and First Things First is getting like 100,000 people. First Take, or I'm sorry, Undisputed in a day, they got 200,000. They're getting 15,000. I saw in the article the lowest number was 7,000 for the ratings for that show. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. I don't know how to respond to that as far as that goes. There's a couple things. Everybody was comparing this to Pat McAfee show. So these guys have a large social media presence, and they've had it for years, and so they have a large social media presence. So they figured, okay, Pat McAfee's done well at ESPN, and so they're going to come in, and that was kind of the idea. Here's the difference with this and that. The difference with that was this is a brand new show, right? So this is not an established show. They didn't take part in my take, which I think was a mistake, and take that audience to a show. You're developing a new show with the brand that people don't know in the area that it's not there. And so also too, they don't have Portnoy on there. They don't have Big Cat on there. They don't have a lot of, they're on there sometimes, and it's just not resonating. I heard on the Awful Now saying they were covering this. And I say covering this. Well, they're worried about the social media presence. This ain't gonna work. You cannot have 7, 8, 9. No, you can't make money like that. and I agree with that you're more worried about the social media presence. But interested to see how much rope they get. I don't think they're going to get as much as people think. If you got numbers this bad, you can just put anything in there and get that. You can't make money with that. Now, there is something to Barstool's producing this, so they are spending a lot less on this. That factors in a little bit, I think. But yeah, that's very bad. Very, very bad. I'm really surprised it's doing this bad. Of a number here as well. Barstool's getting exposed here, man. That's just terrible as well. So season is almost over. Baseball season. We're going to talk playoffs here pretty soon. And let's go ahead and talk about the MLB. All right. And so we haven't had the awards yet for the MLB. We're not going to have them yet. But this is who I would pick. If I'm doing these awards, and obviously I'm not by myself, but if I'm saying who's winning these awards, who is becoming the best players in the league, who's won the awards, this is what I would do. If I was voting, this is who I would vote for. That's all this is. This isn't a projection or prediction or whatever. I'm sure some of these, there's going to be a consensus, but this is what I would do. So we did this at the beginning of the year. We did it mid-season, and now here we are at the end. So here are the winners as well. AL MVP, as cool as it would be to say Cal Raleigh, I got to say Aaron Judge. I think Aaron Judge has just been just a monster and a half this season. I think the only thing that has slowed him, he did go on IL this year, I think, for 10 games. And then even when he came back, they kind of eased him in, and he had to DH for a while, and now he's back out in the outfield. That's probably the only thing. But Judge, I think, is the monster man for sure. Cal Raleigh's been fantastic, though. Cal Raleigh's been fantastic. He's hit a lot of home runs. I'm putting him in second, though. The average, although higher than it's been for him, he's still, I think the overall, I think you got to give the Judge. Judge is at the top of the league in average, at the top of the league, but I think maybe like fourth, fifth now, home runs, total RBIs, outstanding. So, but No problem. If somebody says Kyle Raleigh, there will be a lot of people voting for Kyle Raleigh. I think some people are just tired of voting for Judge. I think as much as people aren't going to admit that. Number 3, I think honorable mention for sure is Bobby Witt of the Kansas City Royals. He's not going to win it, but for certainly, I think the Royals weren't good enough. But Witt's been good. His numbers are good in several areas. That's why you look at where he's got doubles, he's got good batting average, he's got a lot of hits, he's got whatever. He's great defensively. So Witt is very good as well. Cy Young, there's going to be some people say Crochet should win the Cy. I have him at 3. I think this was very, very hard to do. Very, very hard. I think this is very close, especially the events we've had at the end here of the year. So this is going to be a super close vote as well. I have Hunter Brown second for them, 12-8, 2.30 ERA, microscopic, one of the league leaders in strikeouts as well. Astros again fading at the stretch. I'm gonna still say Terry Sewell is got it. I would still say Terry Sewell. I think he wasn't so good last night. He was actually good. Well, the Tigers haven't been good. The Tigers have just been on this historic collapse. And they're losing again tonight, apparently. Like I had 3-1. So the Tigers are on this historic collapse. But it's not because of anything Terry Sewell's doing. I'm giving him the Cy. I definitely think he's the guy that actually should win the Cy Young as well. Manager of the year, AJ Hinch. I think Hinch is one of the better managers in all of baseball. I think I'm not surprised of that. Again, the last week, it's easy to say that he shouldn't get it. I didn't have him getting it, but he definitely turned the Tigers around. But this last week, is not good. Alex Cora has really turned around the Red Sox. The Red Sox are clearly moving in the right direction now, especially after the trade with Devers. They definitely were improved. They definitely have a shot if they're not in the playoff, definitely in the thick of the playoffs. But it's a miracle. I think the Blue Jays, I think with the job they've done this year has been fantastic. John Snyder has been definitely deserving of the Manager of the Year award. No question about it. I absolutely think that this team I almost had doing a quick sell-off this year, imploding. They've won the division. They've won it by a large margin. I think definitely with that as well. Best rookie, Jason Dominguez. Rookie of the Year favorite. I think he's still got some work to do. I think he's still developing as a hitter. He's definitely got some power in him. I don't know why the Yankee outfielders aren't better defensively when they come up. Yeah, he's got some power, but he did hit double figure home runs as well. 50, so he's pretty good. Jacob Wilson in the first half. If you'd have done the award, then I definitely think you would have given it to him. His batting average was unbelievable, way over 300, pretty much all year long, which is phenomenal for a rookie. He was flirting with 400 there for a while, but he's hitting 318, 60 RBIs as well. But Nick Cruz is just stole the show as far as the season that he's had. He's 30 home runs, 33 home runs. Definitely reminds me of a guy they had a long time ago, had a great rookie season called Mark McGuire. That's what I see when I see Cruz, who played first base as well. So they definitely have some building blocks in Sacramento as well, as much as they don't deserve it. Not the fan, but the A's organization. They definitely deserve it. But they definitely got two great, outstanding players. Juan Soto, I have him in third MVP in the National League. Typical Soto. First half, meh. Second half, tremendous. I think this guy, I swear, I like to see him work a little bit more in baseball. I like to see him work a little bit more on the game baseball. But I think otherwise he is a fantastic hitter. Schwarber is one of my favorite players in the league. I say that every time I talk about him, I keep saying it because Schwarber, to watch him hit is just a joy. You're not supposed to swing for the fences. He always swings for the fences. You're not supposed to upper. He does it every time. Whatever you're supposed to do. And now it's to the point he's brought his average up. He came close and he's second. So Swerver, have him at second. Otani. You got to say Otani. Again, there's going to be some sentiment not to vote for him, kind of like Judge because he's won it so many times. But Otani's the guy. There's no question about it. He's the best player as well. National League Cy Young, Logan Webb has been really good for the Giants, I think, as well. I think he's definitely worth the third place vote as well. A lot of people are going to vote for Paul Skeens. I'm going to put him at second. I think, it's so – the cool vote would be Paul Skeens. Freddie Peralta is actually contributing to winning. That's really the only thing I could say. They're really do. And Freddie Peralta has been outstanding in all phases. Power, getting he's got almost 20 victories, so he's been outstanding. Skeens has been good, but he's had some tough luck and was on a bad team. So tough right there. But I have Peralta one. Again, Mike Schultz for the Padres is one. Craig Counsell for the Cubs is two. Pat Murphy. Brewers have been good. Brewers, I think, are probably the best team in all of baseball for the course of the regular season, winning 95 games. So they have been fantastic as well. Best rookie in the National League, two catchers. Austin Ramirez. I'm surprised he's not playing more. I think there's some young places in Miami, so keep that in mind. Drake Baldwin, I don't know, probably he might have won the award had he been playing more, but they've had Sean Murphy there in that contract, so they've kind of had to sparse him a little bit as well. But he's hit 20 home runs. He's been outstanding. Cade Horton is your guy. Fantastic. He could already be their best pitcher for the Cubs as well as a rookie. So he's been outstanding. They're your award winners. So there you go. All right. So I don't know why I hit that. That was the original. Those are your award winners in the MLB. So shout out to all those guys. We will see when the MLB distributes its awards out at the end of the year. Orioles reports. So Scott Brellett, I think we've had 70 players on the roster this year. I have to look it up. I didn't get a chance to completely look it up, but 70 players on the Orioles roster this year. That's beyond crazy. I think they just, even at the end here, just up, down. It's crazy. Dylan McDermott off the bereavement list, outrighted Manuel Ferreira to Norfolk and Ricardo Jose Esparita from Norfolk. Just all season long. Saturday, Doug Hamel claimed off of waivers from the Mets, optioned him to Norfolk. Why are you doing this when the season is over? They had one more game in Norfolk as well. Monday, you restated Adley Rushman. This is important. Adley Rushman from the 10-day IL sent Scott Brellett, that you spent so long time to get him back, and Luis Vasquez to the spring training complex. They're at the spring training complex because the Norfolk season's already ended. So in order to make room on the roster for Adley, they had to bring him back and send somebody to the spring training complex, which is where players go in the offseason anyway. Colin Shelby's option for the 15-day DL option. Jose Esparita to the spring training complex, reinstated Dylan McDermott from the family bereavement breath, and placed him on the 15-day IL. They've got nothing from Dylan. They've got absolutely nothing from him. He's been injured all year. All right, this is important. Most valuable Oriole voted by the media is Trevor Rogers. 9-2, 100 strikeouts. I think you can pencil him in an opening day next year. We'll talk about one of the videos we're going to do is our perfect off season. We'll see if they actually go ahead and get a Dylan Cease or get a quality starter in the off season. We'll see. But Rogers has been phenomenal. I think the only reason he wasn't in my Cy Young with what he's done is it came just only half a season as well. First start in Boston, emergency call up. He was phenomenal. I'm surprised he wasn't on the roster. They put him back on the roster, and he's been sensational. Period. The bright spot for sure of the pitching staff as well. Jackson Holiday I like as well. I think that was kind of for me, I might have voted for Jackson Holiday simply because he's played the whole year, but absolutely no problem if you got Trevor Rogers. Nate George wins the minor league player of the year. Trey Gibson wins the minor league pitcher of the year. Cal Ripken Jr. Senior Award. Christian Fast Player Development Award and Scout of the Year go to Rich Amaral as well. Nate George is quite a story. This guy's come up several levels. That tells you what they think of him. I don't think it's out of the realm we can see Nate George in an Orioles uniform 2026. I don't know that, but he's moving that fast through the lineup. So if he has a season like he did last year, multiple levels of success. Now, he hasn't been to double A, triple A yet, but as well. Trey Gibson, easy best pitcher. I think he's going to compete. Could possibly, depending on how it goes, for that fifth spot next year. He was that good in the minor leagues. So we'll see. I think he's definitely, when you win this award, you definitely at least earn yourself, if you weren't before, in the future plans for the Orioles as well. Nearing the end of his first major league season, Tomoe Sagano will look for encore. Baltimore Bands and Casa hoping he returns to the Pigs in 2026. I don't know if he's back in Baltimore. Certainly not at the price they're paying. I'm almost positive another team would take him. I think they should. I think definitely. Maybe he's a reliever going forward, but definitely I think somebody would take him. But he's not going back to Japan, which I think that's why he's putting it out there, that maybe he's assuming that he's going back to Japan. Gunnar Henderson, Kobe Mayo, Rico Garcia, they were hot. Gunnar didn't hit enough home runs this year. He hasn't hit a home run since August. You got to hit more home runs. It's kind of like I said with the Ravens defense. Like, you're getting money. The expectation is more of you than I have. Kobe Mayo, I think, has average actually improved. Just didn't hit the long ball. Rico Garcia has been good out of the bullpen. Sagano, not great this week. Also, to Jackson Holiday, ice cold is like under 100. Keegan Aiken, also not as good. And series with the Yankees is all that's left. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and that's the end of it. On our instant reaction on Sunday, when we talk about the Ravens and the Chefs, we are going to talk a little bit about this, the Orioles and the Yankees, the end of the season as well. We're definitely going to go there. And also, to Trevor Rogers, your most valuable Oriole. I think he's the player of the week. I could have put him for multiple weeks. But Trevor Rogers, I thought, was fantastic in his last start. He's been fantastic in every start. His ERA is way below 2, clearly as well. Could one more start. I think he's going for his 10th win as well, pretty much half the season, like we said. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Ravori Sports podcast. Enjoy the rest of your day. Keep the faith, Raven fans. You have a great